Hello and welcome to the news podcast. Today we'll be discussing the Ahmed Mohamed controversy. I'm Anthony Stanzo, and with me today is Adam Colonin. Say hi, Adam.
Hello, everyone.
Alright, for those new to the podcast, our format is fairly simple. First, we're going to go over what happened as objectively as we can before moving into more opinion-based discussion. So, we're going to just be looking over some archival footage that we have stored up and give some information on it. Alright?
All right.
The 14-year-old teen was reportedly arrested for bringing a hoax bomb to school. The police had this to say about the incident.
Very suspicious device. We live in an age where you can't take things like that to school.
The teen received various tweets from high-profile companies, Twitter and Google, both tweeting him. Mark Zuckerberg even offering an internship. Perhaps the biggest tweet was President Obama's tweet saying Ku Klux Ahmed wanted to bring it to the White House.
To the White House, my friend?
Yes.
That's not all Ahmed received, as he also received countless products from Microsoft encouraging him to build more, and received an exclusive interview with ABC News, as you can see here.
In Dallas. So good to see you and to get a chance to talk with you, Ahmed. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to design this clock and bring it to school.
Alright, after this incident, two camps of opinion, kind of appeared quickly. One was supporting him, encouraging him to build more, as like the president said, Mark Zuckerberg and Google, and then there was the kind of smaller camp of those that critiqued him. Sarah Palin was one in particular, saying Facebook. She made a Facebook post stating, "Right, that's a clock, and I'm the Queen of England." We'll probably have a photo of that up for you there. Do you have any else to say on that? Kind of initial reactions to the case, Adam?
Sure. One things that was very noticeable about the reactions of support and hate is the giant amount of people who were there were mostly there to support him. There was a much smaller faction showing hate versus support, but when it comes to the support and hate factions, the supporting faction would almost all of them have simple claims such as racism of the school, as there has been a history of racism in the area, and there wasn't really too much more to that argument other than it was because he was Muslim or of Muslim descent that he was innocent and that the school was just making an over dramatic reaction. Whereas most of the factions for hate towards him were there because they noticed that it was just too simple of a reason for it to make him innocent. He caused a lot of problems, and it should be punished without just simple bias towards racism.
I guess that's a fair point. I guess a better way to describe it wouldn't be hate, more of critique, as in I feel a lot of the people that are speaking out against Ahmed Mohamed here are more in critique of him and his actions and of the overwhelming reaction that social media got. So let's talk about what he actually gained from this incident. Looking into my notes here, I see that he got a lot of tweets from various companies. Google was mentioned. He got a lot of products from Google. He's had posted pictures of him posing with it, showing the support. Mark Zuckerberg offered him, I believe, an internship, and of course, President Obama invited him to the White House, and he was there, and there was quite a few, interviews talking about that, and there's not a whole lot of details that went on there. So, anything you got to say about that, Adam?
One of the things that was interesting about the gain about all this is because of all the support from people like Mark Zuckerberg and the president himself, you started to notice like how much he actually gained from all of this. Even over time, you notice that he gained a lot. He got many scholarship
Yeah, that's a fair
opportunities,
point.
eventually
Yeah, he
taking one.
did. That's the reason he moved to Qatar, I believe.
Yep.
All right, and I guess so. He got scholarships. He got a bunch of products from Microsoft, invited to the White House, and the thing is, I think he didn't have to get all these like a bunch of all of these rewards, kind of. I would say rewards from what he did. If he was more private about the incident, such as, hiring a lawyer and, just discussing it with his family, he felt his rights were violated, they were going to sue the school, it would have been, less of a controversy, But he didn't. He was very high profile about it. He posted a lot of stuff on social media. Okay, let's go into more what this clock looked like because I think that's an important point of yeah,
Sure.
it's important to note because if you do look at the clock, we'll put some pictures up of it on screen for the viewers here. It does look like a bomb. I mean, Adam, you and me, we've played video games. That looks like a bomb, straight from like a video game.
Sure. And when you expect a clock, you expect everyone has their ideas of what a clock looks like. You have clocks on your wrist, as in watches. You have digital. You have actual clocks, grandfather clocks even. But this doesn't look like any one of them. So it's very easy to see how this was taken into suspicion.
All right, yeah, I believe that's mostly due to the exposed circuitry and the wires. And a cool fact to point out, maybe not cool, but interesting. A lot of, I guess, just random people posted videos to YouTube and kind of explained that what he invented, quote unquote invented, wasn't really an invention. It seemed that they had found like an almost exact match of a fairly vintage digital clock that you could just simply unscrew the casing, the electronic components from the casing and put it into a pencil case. And from what they made, what I've seen, it looks really similar, startling so. And so that was just, pretty eye-opening. He didn't really do anything. He just put some components in a case. We'll probably show the video of that soon here. Let's put that up there. All right, we're just going to, me and Adam here are just going to do a live kind of reaction to this one video that we have here. We'll display it up for you too. So let's just play it here. You ready, Adam?
All
Let's
right,
look
let's
at
go.
this. All right. So as you can see, pretty old clock. Screws come out. There's all the components.
He even brought his own little mini suitcase
Yep.
to help show exactly how
And,
easy it is to.
and the video's pretty much done there. 15, 20 seconds. And it's an almost exact copy of that, I would say, an exact copy of what Ahmed brought to school. Alright, so Islamophobia is what most people are claiming caused this incident with Ahmed and his school. However, I guess from my perspective, at least, I don't really feel that that's really the cause. I think it's kind of a cultural idea nowadays, at least in America, that we've had some problems with kind of Islamic nations in the past, mainly being Iraq and Afghanistan, and I feel a lot of people are really afraid of just coming across as Islamophobic due to our history. However, I think so many people are afraid of, appearing like this that it's not really an actual thing that happens anymore. I think it's just kind of an overreaction on their parts. I guess when you say Islamophobia, do you feel that like people are actually afraid of Islam people, or are they more afraid of appearing that way?
I feel like people have become more afraid of terrorism now than ever due to the recent terrorism events that have happened to America in the past decade or so. And as that is something that's not in itself a bad thing, the actions that people take because of it can be too far, as they become too scared and are too defensive and protective, and then they call out unnecessarily because of the relations of terrorism and areas that are Islamic or
Islamic countries.
Islamic countries. Yeah.
Okay, so Adam, you wanted to talk about the no tolerance rules involved with the school. How would you like to explain that, I guess?
So the no tolerance rule is very simple. It is a rule that has been set by the school where they do not tolerate any misbehavior. For example, one of the kids in the school a while back got suspended for biting pieces off of a Pop-Tart and it made it look like a gun. Whether this was on purpose or not, I don't know, but in the end, he got suspended for such a simple action. The no tolerance rule has a huge part to play in the Ahmed case, regardless of whether or not people think so or not. It has a huge role to play solely because it forced the school, or at least the principal of the school, put out heavy actions and was going way too far with this case. And this no tolerance rule just has no place in a school. It's not needed. It goes too far and just causes more problems in the end.
I mean, that's a fair point. This did end up causing quite a bit of problems for the school and the state government.
And in the end, the no tolerance rule is one of the bigger reasons why it came back to bite them because they tried to force out such punishment so quickly. It ended up going to the media, and then the media kind of blew up and it kind of messed with the school's judgment because of the amount of flack they were getting due to the media.
All right, so I guess I could ask you the question, do you think that it became such a big story because of the way the school reacted or how Ahmed kind of posted his story to social media, which was a more contributing factor?
I feel like that yeah, I feel like that it became more known due to him posting it to social media and the fact that it is a case that people see as racist or that they see as the school being Islamophobic. And because of this, of it being spread on social media and it being Islamophobic in the eyes of the media, it spread like wildfire.
It's a fair point.
So in this case, it sounds like the main points of it is that the media has played a huge role in this case and has possibly swayed the opinions of the school and forced it to make a decision faster than it normally would. It is possible that Islamophobia played a role but doesn't disregard Ahmed's actions and that Ahmed made poor choices and should still be punished accordingly. This event has also become very popular due to our cultural changes over the last decade, causing the increase of fear in terrorism in most Americans. Does that sound right to you?
I would agree, yeah, it's a lot of cultural influences ultimately. There was some history associated with Texas not being the most progressive of states, but I think America as a whole, our culture and relationship with Islam has a lot to do with this incident. Thank you for listening and watching the podcast for today. We hoped this presentation helped you make a more informed decision on your opinion regarding this case. I'm Anthony Costanzo, that's Adam, and
Uh,
I guess thanks for watching.
all right. Goodbye, everyone.